Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Palworld video, and today I'll be going over the best all-rounder base in Palworld. This will be unraidable, which means that you can AFK and pretty self-sufficient with some minimal effort, but we can basically do everything except for getting crude oil and hexolite and chromite, as those need specific locations, and a lot of those places can be raided, so I like to go the unraidable route. But I do have other videos for those specific bases in the description down below. Now, I did see the comments about the spastic movement, so I made sure to go a lot slower this time, and I saw the comments about the stairs, and the best way to do it is to make sure you have like an open area. I have a video on a build tutorial on how to make a base like this, not the same location but the same way of doing it, so make sure to watch that and pay close attention to how I do the stairs. There are some platforms I put temporarily to be removed later, and sometimes that can be the issue. I put in a lot of work trying to move stuff around with stairs and different areas, like placing stuff differently, placing pals differently, and I just could not get pals to stay locked on to their task. They would still do the task, but they would a lot of times just not be able to reach it. I would say it must have something to do with like the stairs and multi-level or something. The only thing I didn't try changing is the spacing of the base with changing the floor levels, so that is something that can be experimented with still. I just didn't want to put in that much work. But the main issue I only found is that pals will still go to the task, but when you're loading up the game, all like set tasks will be abandoned, and so you have to reload that every time you log back into the game, which is really annoying, but that's the only solution I could find so far. All right, and first off, we have location. Now we are on top of this little area here, and you will find it right next to this boss area with, I think it's Splatterina. Yep, Tarantus. And then it'll just be right next to here, and we don't have any problems with placing stuff here. The boundaries of the boss fight does not get in the way. All right, and then the location of my pal box is at -1339, -1463. This is basically just in the middle of the area, and I also made sure to have my platform raised up enough to where it didn't show the grass parts that are normally down here, as it just looked really annoying. You will also want to make sure that you place your pal box after you put these initial platforms, otherwise it's going to be very annoying. So now we have the first floor. What I like to do with my pal box is I like to have a repair bench and my guild chest right next to it. Now I have weight off, so I don't have to worry as much about moving around, but just having this guild chest next to your pal box is really nice. And then I just have all the boosts down here. I don't really have anything assigned to this floor. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, as I have everything I'd like to do, but I just have all my boost stuff in the corner, and this can go on any floor. I may change it to a different floor if I find something I like in this area. And then I have the expedition center here. I just took out the wall here and placed it on the edge here, and that did just fine. I do have this wall here where I had to place the wall first, which is basically just following this area, have these floors out, and then go one side out here. But this is where I have my storage. Now, I used to have my storage over here, and you can still do that. This just happened when I was trying to fix pal pathing, and I just never changed it because it would have been such a pain. I also do this a little different. How you have this doesn't really matter, but I have the door right here, and then we go in, and I just have a bunch of chests stacked up we have this closed off because I don't want any pals coming down and going down all the stairs to put stuff in my storage. I have separate chests up top, and then just from time to time I will bring my items down to these chests when I need to, when stuff's getting filled up. I also have this placed right here. I think you're going to have to not have this Pal Expedition Center here. I would probably place this last, as it also affects the floor above this, so keep that in mind. But I have this storage thing here so I can get items, and it is right next to my door. And then just under the stairs, I just have a nice little cozy corner with a little chair. I got my froggy chair so I can just look outside and look at the chopped off view, but we got right here and it looks really nice. You basically will just throw these chests on top of each other, and then you just climb up them. If you have weight on, you would just, and you're overweight, you just grapple to the chest and you will be fine. I think I can also put up another layer here. Then I also have my little command center thingy here, just because it's close to my PAL box. I don't have a reason for putting it all the way over here, but since everything gets unassigned whenever I log in, I like having it close by. And then we have these stairs that go up. I go like this, so I have 2 spaces right here, so it's 2 by 2, and then we have the stairs here, so it's just 2 by 2 wide. I do not have any big pals like Jormuntide. The biggest one I think is Nocklum, so I go 3 walls up, and that's fine for them fitting. I don't know, I said before about the walls, I don't know if that's the cause for it. But you can try going 4 walls high if you would like. That would affect a little bit how you do the stairs, but still plenty possible. So then we go up. In the first area, I just have the resting spot. First, we have these PAL pods. These count as beds, and so they're very easy to set up. They do cost a lot of materials though. If you're using other beds, you may not have enough space to fit everything, where you may need to use a second floor, which is totally fine, but we just have them all lined up here. Just put them side to side, and then in the corner I just kind of place them on the edge right here. And then on the inner part, I made a ring of hot springs, just whatever's nice, and then a good amount of distance in between the hot spring and the PAL pods. If the pals need to reach here, they can. And then because I have the space, I just put a bunch of things on these edges. I have the PAL soul thing, I have the PAL workbench, I have the medicine machine, I have the medicine cabinet here, I have the dressing facility, I have the research. All of that I decided to put right here. And then we go up the next floor. And this is going to be with our mining and crafting. I'll go from left to right. First off, I have an item retrieval machine here if I need it. And also sometimes can just quickly stack items into here, but doesn't get all the items. And then I have my wood and stone here. And then I have my ore mine and an empty space here. Anything can go here, same with that corner. And then I have my giant furnace, as well as these crushers. I really just have 2 is all I really need. I have some other bases that are more dedicated to where I need more of these, but usually not. You could definitely use more crushers if you need like more palladium fragments, and you can put that in this corner over here if you'd like, as that would just be really easy to do so. And then I have coal, sulfur, and quartz right here, just these special ores together, and then the basics over there. No real order or reason. And then I have my electricity here. You would, for some reason with this, if you don't have the floor ceiling removed up top, you can't place this here. So if you're having trouble with that, you've got to remove the top area. I may move this down one, but I'm unsure. But right now I just have it in this corner. And then I have my food box in the corner. I do have multiple floors, but I only have one food box right now. I'll probably maybe add a fridge here. And I only have one in this whole base because pals, like my Nocklums, just kept bringing items to different areas. And I'd rather not confuse them, so I just have it here. But you could definitely add more food boxes around your base if you'd like to. It just mean more frost stallions if you're using the cold one. And then I have my crafting machines. I have the basic ones here. I have two of them. I just kind of separated it by like one platform apart, a little bit in the middle, so there's plenty of space on each side. And then I have a weapon one and then a pal sphere one. I have two of the basic ones just because I usually need to craft out of these materials more than I do with weapons and pal spheres. And then I put chests on the edges, and this is the only floor where I have those open chests. And then we're going to the second floor. This is where we're going to have our food and ranches with a lot of extra space for flexibility. I have over here, we are based on salads. I don't know why there's a lettuce area here, but I will change that. So I have 8 tomato plants here. I may end up adding even more. It seems like pals can stand on these, but sometimes say they can't reach it for some reason. I don't know. But they are still working in place, so that doesn't really matter. I have so many because I use this just for all my food across my bases. Since I have so much open space, I will probably add even more to keep doing it. And then on this other edge, I have the lettuce planting. I have 8 of these as well. And then I have 2 furnaces here. You could definitely add more if you want to, so you can just have the food going and not worry about it. Or you could just go 1 with 4 kindling pals or less if you want, and just keep going at it and focused on making food. And then this other area, I just have my ranches with whatever material I need. I can have it here. Sometimes just passive materials for the future or active ones I need at the time. And then at the next level, I have my breeding area. I have 3 breeding farms as it just looks nice. You may be able to add a couple more in here if you want. Now, what I use here is I use for experience and for pal souls. I have videos on that, which you can find in the description, which I'll link about pal souls and experience. But I like to have 2 Anubises here. It looks like I assigned the wrong pals when I loaded up the game, but that's fine. So I can just have these passively going, and then when I need pal souls, I can either focus on farming it, or I can just have the eggs ready here. And then over here, I have the Migmogs to get those XP manuals or training manuals going, and I have a bunch of cake in here. I am currently working on a cake farm, so look out for that. I will try and remember to add it in the description of this video, where that'll be focusing on doing stuff for just regular breeding or farms like this. And then I have the condensed station if I ever need it in this area, as well as an incubator. Now, since I have my egg timer set to 0, I only need 1. But if you need more, then you can just throw them all around the place. You could throw them in these corners or in the center. It does not really matter. And then I just have this pallet assembly conveyor just in the middle. No real reason it's in the middle, just because I thought it looked nicer than trying to fit it in a corner. And then the top, I have the skill fruit orchard. These are really important, and you need a lot of skill fruits for some like moves that pals just don't have, so I constantly have these going. Like you can see here, I right now have 11 in back storage on Flame Wall. I have the Flame Funnel here. I have Wall Splash, Air Blade. I have Holy Burst right here, and then a Lightning Streak. And I just have it all up here. Now I am finding pals are seemingly falling off up here, so I may add like one wall. But this does have like a visible top, but from what I'm told, it does not matter. You can see right here, this blue line is the same as the outline on our bases, like you can see right here. Since it doesn't do that, I can probably add more layers, but eventually it'll just become a lot of traveling for pals, so then I'm not sure how much it's worth it. But you could even dedicate your own base for these pal orchards, or just make sure your base have a couple. In my last video, I only had like 4, but I found I needed a lot more to keep this going. And then just in a random corner, doesn't really matter, I just have a hole that lets me go straight down or straight up this path. And we will now go over the pals I use. I do have a video on the best pals, which will be found in the description as well, so you could focus on that, because I don't have every pal at all time. I sometimes swap it out as I need it. Like I don't have pals going for wood or stone, since I have a lot of it, where I may need more with ore and quartz. So I have Knocklums for my transporting. I have Astagon for mining. I have Flares Aqua for watering. Now, since I have those orchards, I do have more Phalaris than normal. I may go 1 or 2, but I have 4 here. That may change. I need to really focus on how much downtime my Phalaris Aquas have. I have the Belle Noire Libero with medicine, and then I have 3 Frost Stallions here. I have 1 for food, and then 2 to go on the crushers. You need 1 at all time for the food box, or just 1 for each food box. I used to have 4 with 2 on crushers, 2 on the food box. It just depends on what you're doing there. And then I have 1 Orzerk because I have a really good one. You could do 2 on your electricity station as needed. I then have 1 Frost Stallion knocked and 1 Liveline for harvesting and planting. At first I had 2, but I realized that mine were so fast because of the perfect rolls that I did not need more than 1. Now, if you don't have perfect rolls, you may need more depending on how many plantations you have. And then I have Lulu, Prunelia, and Schumer for the quality of life. We have Lulu for increasing growth rate of crops. I don't know if this affects plant orchards. And then we have Prunelia for blessing the crops, increasing their harvest. And then we have Schumer Not for slowing the rate at which sanity decreases. Then I have Blazamont Ryu for kindling. I have Splatterina for handiwork. I have Suitseer for bones. And then I have a bunch of Doomans for high quality pal oil, as I need a lot of it right now. I have Kelp C for some pal fluids. And then I just have my Anubises and my Big Mogs for that breeding stuff. Now, I do have 50 pals. That does not mean you need all 50. You can just swap them out as they're going. I have a lot of just non-active pals, and the less pals you have going and doing stuff, the less Knocklums you need. I probably don't even need 10 Knocklums right now, but I do. So just pay attention to what you need, and you can use 15, 20, 30 to 50 pals if you want. It just depends on how you're doing and what you want to focus on. But that is it for the video. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Palworld content. If I find another update for this base, I will do that, but I have more farms coming, like a money base. I've got a breeding base coming. I may have a couple more ideas coming, but I'm not exactly sure. If you have any extra ideas, make sure to let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.